Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. It's my daily vlog, so whatever I'm up to is what you're gonna see here. And today, honestly, not that exciting. I'm having one of those days where I am so exhausted. I'm like still catching up from the cross-country drive, and it's just been an exhausting week. The week's not even done yet, and it's just one of those things, like when you're away, the work just keeps happening, so you just have to pick up where you left off, but now there's like a week of work that you have to do because you weren't there to do it. So it's just been a very, very tiring week, and I haven't really had a chance to do much or really do things to like relax and take care of myself. So literally, we're gonna chat while I paint my nails because they're all chipped and terrible, and they need to be done. And I am hoping that this is one of those things, like you know when like you feel better when you look better, but you look better because you're taking care of yourself, not because you're aesthetically beautiful, but just because like you're doing the things that make you feel better. And I'm hoping that if I just like clean up, and I gotta redo my hair, but I don't have the energy for that yet. So, within the next few videos, you'll probably notice that I fixed it, but it's all the color's almost out. It's almost back to blonde, and I gotta fix that because I don't do blonde. It's not my color. I don't like the way it looks on me, but that's neither here nor there because it's gonna be red again very, very soon. I just need the time and the energy to do it. So for now, we start here. We're gonna start with the nails. But the nails are sort of irrelevant. We'll have a nice chat. Okay, so I got all my nail stuff on this little tray table, but first things first, gotta put this up because otherwise I will end up with strands of hair in my nails, and then I will have to start all over again. So, there we go. Nice and out of the way. Okay, let's take the chipped polish off. So, how's everyone out there doing? Like, we know how I'm doing. I've been running around, I've been super busy, but how are you? How are you all doing? I'd love to hear that everyone's doing okay. I know sometimes not everyone's doing okay, and that's okay too, but I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone is doing something that brings them some happiness and some joy, because that's really what this whole thing is about, right? It's just sort of about finding our happiness and exploring that, and what does that mean, and what does that look like? What makes you happy? I know for me, it's like living life makes me happy. I want to try all the things and see all the things and smell all the smells and, just really, really enjoy what this go has to give, because it's the only one we got, so might as well enjoy it. So yeah, that's what makes me happy. But let me know how you find your happiness. It's something different to everybody, and I'm curious. So, what else have I been up to that hasn't been caught on camera? I recently, like I said I was gonna do, now I'm a member of yet another streaming service, and I have the Paramount Plus. So I have been starting to watch the newer Star Trek series. So because I waited till now to get Paramount Plus, at this point there were 3 series for me to watch/catch up on. So I start at the beginning. And the beginning in terms of the new Paramount Plus shows being Discovery. So I watched 4 or 5 episodes of Discovery last weekend. I'm enjoying it. It's entertaining, but it's a lot more action. It's less like classic Trek and a lot more gritty and action-packed than, some of the other shows. And I say this as I was watching it on the heels of watching Deep Space Nine. Because, in all honesty, every night when I go to bed with Star Trek on. Because it's like comforting to me. It's like it's good for me to have in the background, and it's something I've seen so many times that I don't get distracted by. It won't keep me awake at night, but also if I wake up in the middle of the night and it's on, it's very comforting and helps me go back to sleep. So that being said, I've most recently been watching Deep Space Nine, and I do cycle through all the different Star Treks. I do also sometimes put Stargate into that mix as well. And watching Discovery in tandem with watching Deep Space Nine, it's a very, very different feel. It's a very different universe. The main character in Discovery, Michael, reminds me a lot of, say, Ensign Ro in Next Gen. There's a lot of the same type of character qualities and sensibilities. She follows her heart and what she believes is right, and not just because it's Starfleet. And I think there's a lot of Ensign Ro in that as well. So, like I said, I'm only a few episodes into the first season, and I think there are 3 seasons at this point. So, interested to see how it progresses. I still have a ways to go, but it's off to an entertaining start. I will definitely say that. I'm definitely, invested in the characters. I want to see what will happen with them. But one thing about the show that I am noticing, although they, have a full, bridge crew, and they do, show other characters, not just Michael, at least within the first few episodes, I don't know anything about these other characters. I honestly, I was thinking about this. I was like, I don't even know if they said their names. There's one female bridge character where she has I don't know if it's cybernetic, but she seems to have something on her face that's reminiscent of 7 of 9, but it might not be that at all, but just aesthetically what it looks like. And on the 5th episode, I don't know her name. I have no idea who she is. Just some bridge officer. Whereas on all the other shows, you knew the bridge crew. If they were reoccurring characters, if you saw them in multiple episodes, you knew their name. You knew who they were. I mean, even in Next Gen, Geordi, before he was chief engineer, he was in Reds on the bridge. So we knew Mr. LaForge from the beginning. So, it's a little less of a, what do they call that type of show where it's has a lot of people, and it's it does have a lot of people, but the focus is not, it's not an eclectic focus, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's they're honing in on a couple of characters. They're honing in on this character Michael, they're honing in on the captain, and they're honing in on the engineer and the doctor. So those 4 characters, but they keep recurringly show other characters, but not really saying who they are or what they do. So I don't know if I'm just too early in the show and there's more to come and that'll unfold, but I want to know more about the rest of the crew. It's not like, these characters are obviously important, but I want to know more about how the crew functions together, and not just, I don't want to see the crew get steamrolled by a couple of characters. I think that's what I'm getting at. So yeah, like I said, it's off to a good start, and we'll see, more to come. What else am I doing? I've been reading, although my reading has been on pause for a couple of weeks. You know, I had my Kindle with me on the road trip, thinking I would get to read a little bit along the way. Yeah, it didn't happen. I was having too much fun with my sister. I did not stop to read during that trip at all. I am currently in the middle of reading The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin, which is like classic sci-fi novel. And I am really, really enjoying it so far. I'm probably about a third of the way done. I have been reading at like a strange pace. Like, when I'm reading, I'm getting through a lot in a sitting, but I'm having big gaps between sittings. Like, I'm finding it hard to find time to set aside to read. And usually I do a lot of my reading on my commute, but I've been very tired and not able to focus on reading over the past few weeks. So it's been a couple weeks since I picked it up. So I do have to get back to that. I definitely have to make some progress on that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it because it's touching on so many different things. And, you know, I'm gonna wait until I finish it and do a book review, because I don't want to dig into it now, because like I said, I'm only about a third of the way done with it. So there's still so much more to come, and I don't want to start dissecting it at this point. But yeah, that's another thing I've been up to, is reading The Left Hand of Darkness. So what books has everyone else been reading out there? Any good recommendations? How do you find your books? I know for me, I find the books I want to read on Goodreads. So what I do is I follow my friends, and I follow some celebrities that, like, I have similar interests with. Like, for example, Will Wheaton, you know, staying on the Star Trek theme, right? And I see what they're reading, or authors that I enjoy reading. Like, I follow Stephen King, and so it's like, what is he reading? What is he recommending? Because if I like the way they write, I might like what they're reading also. It's a two-way street. So I find a lot of books that I want to read on Goodreads. The other thing that I do to find books, I like to go to bookstores in person, and I look at end cap displays. I also look at, there's usually a table of like staff picks or staff favorites, and I check those out. Also, if they're like doing a theme of like types of books, I recently was in a store and they had book talk. So I guess books that are trending on TikTok. They had a table set up of those books. They had like a summer reading club book table set up. So yeah, stuff like that. But I always check out like what they're promoting in the sci-fi section, because I tend to find some of my favorites that way. One book I found that way by wandering the bookstores and looking at the end caps, that has become one of my favorite books that I've read, is 1Q84. I forget the name of the author who wrote this. I'm gonna look this up. So I looked up who wrote 1Q84. I apologize if I mispronounce the name. I hope I get it correctly. But it's written by Haruki Murakami. And it's spelled Haruki. And then Murakami is Murakami. So that's one of my favorite books that I found wandering the bookstores. And if I mispronounce the author's name, please let me know. I really feel badly when I mispronounce names, because names are people's identities, and I really do want to get it correct, but I haven't heard it spoken out loud. So if I mispronounce it, it's because I'm just trying to read it phonetically. Yeah, but I definitely recommend that book. I enjoyed reading that so much, and it, like, you know, I don't like to give spoilers when I talk about the books that I've read, but the reason I liked it was such an immersive story. The way that the world was described, I felt like I was there. I could see in my mind's eye what was being described in the story. So it was just so immersive and so easy to, like, get sucked into this world. So yeah, definitely recommend that book. So, okay. My nails are drying, so next coat. We continue on. I was thinking I would put some glitters on top of the black, but I also have this, which is actually glow in the dark. So I don't know. Thinking like an accent glow in the dark nail and some glitters on the other. I don't know. Or should I just leave them? Should I just leave them black? So I make decisions all day, and I don't know what to do for my nails. I'm tired of making decisions, everybody. I need somebody to help me out with this, but I need to decide now, so I'm just gonna... Okay, we're gonna do a glow-in-the-dark accent nail. We'll see what happens, because it's not gonna be bright. Like when it's not glowing, you're not even gonna know it's there. It looks clear. So you'll just see the black underneath. Now, to glitter or not to glitter? Maybe we'll glitter the pinky. We'll glitter the pinky. Let's see how that looks. Because we could always add more, but we can't take away unless we start at the beginning, which would be a real, like, annoyance. Kind of looks like space. Now the question is, do I want to do more of them like that with the glitter? I don't know. So let me see if I can show you. Yeah, that's the glitter pinky. And then use the rest of them right now. What to do? What to do? What to do? Decisions. Okay, I'm gonna do the finger next to the pinky. Okay. And then I'll do that finger in between them with the glow in the dark. So it'll be 2 glow in the dark and 2 glitter. And 1 just black, being the thumb. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with this plan. So let's glitter this one. While that's drying, let's talk about stuff that's coming up. So, lots of fun things on the horizon. So, I know I had mentioned earlier I have a cruise booked in the fall. I have another cruise booked sooner than that. Surprise, surprise. So before the end of the year, there will be 2 more cruise vacations coming up. It's been quite an amazing year for taking cruises. So super excited about that. Pardon me while I'm just trying to, like, not talk with my hands and just do something to keep them from smudging while, because otherwise I'll start and I will mess this all up. So just ignore the, the butterfly hands here. So yeah, I have a couple of cruises coming up, so it's going to be so much fun. I'm super looking forward to that. It's springtime in New York, so that means street fairs are starting to come back. I might see if I could go to the botanical gardens. I've never been to the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens or the New York Botanical Gardens. I've made it to other gardens in the past, so we'll see where my journeys take me. Always on the lookout for art in New York. I mean, I always find such great stuff. There's so much art in New York. So much, and it's so cool. It's like, sometimes it's like totally unexpected. You know what? Let me know in the comments below if you would find this interesting. There is a lot of art in subway stations, and oftentimes it's like overlooked. People are like hustling and bustling, getting to where they're going, but there's like a lot of mosaics and, things like that in the subway stations. Would that be something that people would be interested in seeing? If so, I'll take a day and I'll go to different subway stations. Like one of my favorite ones, the Museum of Natural History subway station. They have I'm trying so hard not to talk with my hands. Oh my gosh, it's hard. But the museum subway station has sea life and animals and different stuff in mosaic form on the walls in that subway station. There's another one, I forget the location, but it's Alice in Wonderland themed. So there's a lot of really cool art in the subway stations. You just have to keep your eyes open to find it. So if you're interested in that and you think that would be a good video, let me know in the comments below and I'll see if I can make that happen. But yeah, spring and summer in New York, there is so much to do. Bryant Park has been announcing concerts left and right. I'm not sure if Rockefeller Center is going to do anything else after their spring art display. Times Square, there's always something going on. Union Square, the farmers market's in full swing these days. So there's a lot there. I feel like, the farmers market goes on all year round, but there's less vendors in the winter, or the hours are shorter. It doesn't feel the same in the winter. Like in the winter it feels like you go to get your stuff and you get home because it's freezing. But in the spring and in the summer, it feels like, oh, it's harvest season, everything is fresh and everything is there, and all these vendors have so much. There is so much to see and do. So I'm working on trying to figure out the next thing on the list. I go to the Bronx Zoo. I've never been to the Central Park Zoo. Never. Maybe it's time to change that. Maybe I got to get the Central Park Zoo on the to-do list. So we'll see what we could do about that one. We're coming into June. Got to check when the Mermaid Parade is. It's one of my favorite New York events, the Coney Island Mermaid Parade. It takes place every year on solstice, so that's typically in June. I gotta check the date on that one. It is free and it takes place in Coney Island on Surf Avenue, and all the mermaids come out to play. It's a great event. So this is how my nails are looking. So this one is just going to be solid black, and then these two have the glow in the dark, and these two have all the glitter. So that is how this is turning out. Once they're dry, I'm gonna show you how well these two that glow, I'll show you how glowy they are. Okay, my nails are dry, so I'm gonna show you what they look like. So this is what they look like, but hang on just a moment. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold my hand up to a light because the glow in the dark is like the light activated kind, and I will be right back. Just give me one moment. Okay, so here's my nails, and we're gonna turn this off. Look at that. Look at that. It's my two nails right there. That's my two nails glowing. Look at that. How cool is that? And then when the light is on, it's like can't even see it. So how cool is the glow in the dark? I think that's great. I think it's so much fun. And, you know, when the lights are on, you can't even tell. It's like magic. So my nails are done. I'm talked out. So with that, I'm done. And I will see you all tomorrow. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.